There we go.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Motion from Stanzer, been seconded for the minutes and agenda. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Kevin Williams, maintenance to discuss personnel.
Wanted to give you guys a bit of an update. Got some pretty good applications on the street. My afternoon person reported from surprised the heck out of me. I was doing a good job and I offered him the position. Making the same hourly radios and all with benefits obviously, and we'll start next on Monday, 31st.
So, all everybody have to remember to DL is Kevin when they need help, right?
K1 and K2. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Wonderful.
Yeah, she's got that.
They're here for what?
There she is.
Here she is.
And I have one here.
Yeah, just one second.
One time my computer asked to know what the outstanding difference was on the back side. You see what I attached that sheet. The cash and outstanding as of December 16th and then June. What difference is that? And then if that's approved, I would just need your signature and a stamp on here. Any questions for me?
Is there anywhere here it shows outstanding taxes or it just says income from delinquent?
But I don't have. And this is just everything that was affected. Yep, and then I just want to point out too, if you look on the next page, where it's showing where does it show my investment total? Right down here. This is going to be a lot less going forward because I've got to take out 600,000 from my from my CDs to cover the stamped warrants. So we're going to end up with only about, what I figure out, about 471,000 left in CDs. So I'm getting a little scared. Spending is got to stop. You know, because what do we have? I have right now about 800,000 wrapped up in stamped warrants. And I know some will
You can always
get.
sell those,
Oh, okay.
so you don't have to worry, we can always sell those, so. I know a lot of guys would love to buy them.
Okay, so it's not required going forward that we always purchase them?
No.
Because that's what was.
Well, you know
was
what,
last
maybe we
made.
did make a motion. on
You
it,
did,
Yeah, but,
And so that's where I'm getting a little, Chris and I have been talking back and forth to just make sure where we're at with the finances.
well, let's check with Adam, but maybe we can give you the discretion whether you want to buy the warrant, you know,
Is that
when you get
our
into a
next
situation like
discussion?
this.
There's a lot of counties that sell
Yeah.
warrants.
Yeah,
Oh,
The thing of it is
like
though,
Gary.
is when you look at it,
we
we're getting
earn,
0.5 with CDs
I know.
and 6% with.
No, it's a good investment as long as you can afford to have your money invested.
thank you,
Yes.
that's what I
I'm
said.
just saying, if we run into a cash flow,
Mhm.
you have that option.
Yeah, so I just wanted to point that out on my financial, that's where that's at. And then, yeah, we were gonna talk about the stamped warrants too.
I'm ready. Second it.
I'll second it.
Motion from Stetser and a second from Derby to approve the treasurer's semi-annual report. All in favor, say aye.
Just,
What, further?
just for my own information, what are you guys looking at? I mean, when you look over, I mean, what are you comparing it to?
I am looking at different accounts, you know, what they did, what the ending fund balance was.
But what, I mean, you're not trying to be a smart, am I missing something? What are you comparing it to? I mean.
I am really comparing it to nothing. I'm just looking at the figures for my own amusement.
Well, I'm looking at two balances.
This is nothing against you,
No.
you know, it's just,
Just curiosity
I
to see.
don't know what we can.
Okay, so my first thing I looked at was the local option sales tax. I want to know what the revenue was for this year for local option sales tax. I'm just keeping track over the years.
Well, what was the last year?
Well, it's been in that neighborhood. I wanted to see if it has been going down or not.
And that is about the same.
Yeah, it stayed pretty steady.
It's about 29,000.
Which it should.
Yeah.
So, and the board of prisoners, I try to look at that, you know, where are we at on that, things like that. I just try to individually look through there and see, the ones I can understand anyway.
Yep, and then if you want to even look at public safety,
Yeah.
that's kind of shows you what is left in their balance as of June 30.
And we still don't have that,
No.
last loan check.
Mm-mm.
I vote aye.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so then, Mike, if you want to stamp this one approved, and then I need Terry and the signature and Carla's, and then I'll get you a copy, Carla. And you gotta sign here too.
Nope. Is it a pain in the butt to,
And then I need Carla's signature.
to give us the last 2 quarters? And semi-annuals?
I can give you the one in December, if you want that.
I don't need that now, but next time,
Oh, sure. Mm-hmm.
because I don't have to remember.
That way we can actually see what changed.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and I can certainly bring that down today yet, because I still have that on file. And then you can, not necessarily.
Really isn't gonna change much other than just get to see.
Well, you get to see where we were in December, and you can see where we were at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll move on to number 4, discussion of the stamped warrants.
Yep, so that was, where are we gonna go forward? I know Chris was telling me that there's a big project coming up that's gonna be about 500 some thousand. And so as I explained with the financial here, where do we go from there?
I suppose with the. Well, you are.
The bills aren't due, I mean, we haven't even started
No.
that, so that's.
But they're going,
just-
they're going forward.
Just to look forward, to make sure we understand.
If it's legal, I wouldn't mind putting you to have the discretion if your cash flow is hurting, and just inform the board,
Mhm.
you know.
Because you can kind of see where we're sitting with everything and.
Right. Because I know one contractor that would love to keep his warrants.
Mhm. And they used to, we got to buy a few, but not like we are now. And I know in September, their bills will be coming in and being paid, so we get some of that money back, but then in the meantime, we're always buying more. And I know it is a better interest rate, so the county might as well get that, but
It's,
you just
yeah,
can't.
it's a much better interest rate, you can get it back.
Mhm.
Um,
But I just don't want
The
to run
stamped
us.
warrants going up a lot since, like back in 2013, when I would assume a lot more farmers are doing that rather than, they probably had plenty of money back when the corn was $6 a bushel.
But there's just, I think Chris was telling me, there's just so many drains that are in bad shape, and they just need to be repaired. And it's just all of a sudden, everything happening at once.
What are you looking for?
What am I looking for?
Yeah,
Nope,
No,
just a
just discussion.
discussion. Yep, like Chris said, where are we gonna go forward, when these come in, and are we able to have the somebody else invest in them, or
Lisa's
just kind of see?
simple enough, it's in the center of the county to where we don't have to work with another county on it, we can make our own decisions.
Mhm. So just to make you aware where we're at, and maybe are we allowed to not purchase everything if we don't have to?
But why sit on $400,000 worth of CDs at 0.5% when we can get 6?
Right.
That's exactly right, but
But if
if we need the cash, then we
Right.
gotta go borrow, so.
you've got to have operational funds sitting there and being able to use. So,
Just getting near the
yeah,
$1 returns.
right. And that's, I just want everybody to,
Will it make a difference once we get that other 0% loan? We'll have 360 coming in with that.
but that goes for public safety, doesn't it?
Right.
Well, we're not in an emergency.
No.
I see your point.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Just,
food for thought,
yes.
yes.
Keep that there and just kind of know where we're going forward for every department too, not just stamped warrants.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anything else on that? I'm with Mike as far as, if it comes down to it, it's,
So you want me to check with Adam and see?
Maybe
Or,
it's not even necessary.
Okay.
We can act quick enough to.
okay, because it's not like we have to do it today.
Yeah, it's a good discussion for later too.
Okay. Thank you.
thank you. Okay. Teresa Nicholson, Winworth Becko, to discuss with possible action resolution to support Save Our Hospital Committee.
Morning.
Morning.
Hopefully you guys had a chance to read through this because the resolution and the letter are pretty innocuous. It just basically says that for these reasons, dealing with employees living in our counties and citizens using the facility and potential economic development impact for recruitment, we're in support of Winworth Becko working with their committee to see if we can negotiate with Mayo or search for another provider. That's really what it says. So I was in Manly last night at the city council and Northwood at their city council, and they did both sign those documents. And I've got other council meetings we're starting to line up, visiting with you guys today, be at the Worth County Board next Monday. And like I told you guys, we'll be looking at, nursing home facilities and EMS, essentially just building a coalition of support so that we can prove to Mayo that we want them to stay. And if they so choose to continue with their plan, we have support to show another facility that we would like them to be here. So that's the real purpose behind it, is just support for having that kind of healthcare service in the region.
I read through it. I thought it was simple enough to state that. I don't think we're making any commitments otherwise.
Nope. Just stating that we support having those services.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution to support Save Our Hospital Committee.
I'll second it.
30 and a second. Stenser to approve a resolution to support Save Our Hospital Committee. The letter she sent. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. I will probably come back next week because I have another issue I want to discuss, but it's not on the agenda.
All right.
So, and it's something we've talked about in the past.
Okay.
So, just want to get caught up with you guys on that.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Do you have Teresa, do you have a copy of that resolution? Because I'm going to read it in the minutes.
Yep. Do you want me to leave it in the office with Chris?
Yeah, please.
Okay, I will.
There.
Come on in, Scott. Scott Miners, engineer, will discuss secondary road matters. Your time is perfect.
Good morning.
Don?
I don't have too much to report today. So you guys have anything you wish to discuss?
I don't,
How are we doing on the mowing?
As far as I know, on schedule.
Has everything been mowed the first time already, or are you still working on that?
I'm not sure.
I saw one out yesterday, and I got a phone call last week from somebody in Mike's district. Yeah, I'm sure he talked to you too.
As far as I know, we have not been getting those calls, so I'm not sure. I haven't had to check on it.
I let Mark know, so Mark knows.
Okay, well,
It's probably someone called me last week.
Garbage guy?
Peterson?
Yeah, garbage.
He's a garbage man.
Dennis.
No, Gary. Rillo.
Yeah, Dennis.
Oh, Dennis called you?
Oh, yeah, in his home way.
Oh, yeah, he talked to me through Don's phone too.
His question was, why am I paying taxes? They can't mow my little road. Mark told me that it's because the mower hadn't got to Ethan yet. It's just getting going. Answered that.
And this isn't a criticism, it's just, I think we need to look at going 3 times for next year. And maybe not all of it, but intersections. I mean, that, you guys drive pickups, so I don't think you really notice it. But when I drive around in my Focus, you can't, it's hard to see.
You buy a bigger car.
Huh?
You buy a bigger car.
Well, there's a lot of people like me that have little cars.
Yeah, my car's, it's the same thing. I mean, it's pretty tunnel vision when you're in the car. Pickup isn't too bad. Semi's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got the crops growing too.
But, yeah,
Nice.
and, yeah.
yeah, they used to mow the crops down at the
Yeah,
farm.
in the old days-
Well, I used to top the corn in the corners. The FFA used to go out every year. I was out there with my corn knife many times.
saw an article on that, an old article. I never knew that till a year ago or so.
Is that right?
Yeah, we used to do it too.
You're just too young.
I never heard of that, but
Yeah. And, you know, it is nice.
They make it different.
It was
Two
nice.
cars coming out. It wasn't blind intersections.
Yeah. Whether it was soon enough to stop something from happening or not, but at least you got to see it coming.
well, that's it.
Because then, you know, it wasn't a big distance. If you had two people going a little too fast on a gravel road, it was gonna be tough anyway.
Speaking of the helicopter this morning, out by your place scared the snot out of me.
He did everybody's.
You just
Everybody
all of
was
a sudden, you
stopping.
know, woo, right over the highway.
Your brother's field around us and right next to the garden I'm going.
Yeah, a lot of people were stopped sitting as he came over the top of us.
It doesn't take them long to turn around.
No, it doesn't.
But when you don't expect it, it's kind of scary.
Yeah, either 3 times or starting the first time a little earlier.
We'd have to really think about what that does to our scheduling, you know. The first time that some of the other counties mow, we still have guys in the graders full time, you know, trying to get all the frost boils worked out and everything like that. So we have to decide which personnel we dedicate to that process.
Do we still hire summer help?
We have hired some summer help in recent past, but they have not really been running equipment, not so much as kind of helping with miscellaneous tasks, organizing the yards. Right now our summer help is doing sign inventory work, which is well behind when we should have been improving that process. So they're making sure all of our signs are in the database so that we can maintain them and inspect them regularly. That's the kind of thing our summer help's doing. But
Well, we need to look at it, because I've had numerous complaints. I didn't bring them up, but I guess I will, so.
It does get awfully tall out there.
What's that?
It does get awfully tall out there.
Either that or, I mean, if it's a personnel problem, maybe we've got to look at either summer help doing it, or even, there's a lot of tractors out there that don't do much in June. But you can just look at jobbing it out, selling off townships to different people, farmers to mow.
The other way would be if we want to use our own equipment, hire farmers to run this equipment rather than taking blade operators if they
Trying to start a little sooner, because I have also received, and then of course I tell them that we can mow 3 times as long as they're willing to pay for it.
sure,
You know, but
we'd be, yeah, I guess in the past we have mowed most importantly for snow removal issues, you know, making sure that we cut down the snow fences pretty much. But if we need to switch to more of a cosmetic,
It's not cosmetic, it's safety. It's being able to see whatever's coming out of the ditch enough sooner that you might be able to make the difference. And maybe not too, but it is really hard when little varmints come running out and you're in your car, you don't get to see them until they're right on the road. You know, if there's a little mow there, you've got a little reaction time before they get out in front of you, you can see them. And I mean, there's always a no-win situation.
or pulling out of a driveway and you've got these.
A couple of guys that have talked to me were concerned because of their motorcycles. Because if they're going down a gravel road with their motorcycle and you know, hitting a varmint can be devastating, you know, on a motorcycle.
I guess I'd like to see you investigate budget-wise what it would take to hire seasonal people to help with the mowing. Whether it's 6 to 1 extra time or it's two extra times of the 3 and let the blade guys do it the last time over so they have a better accounting of what's going to happen in the winter.
certainly.
Look at that for the next year's budget.
Okay.
Maybe a few of these guys that are making complaints, we can talk them into being our seasonal help.
At least we have numbers.
Absolutely. Yep. I can work on that.
That's all I have.
Anything else? Okay, auditor's office will discuss drainage matters.
Your call has been answered by a via IP office.
Phone or something?
Mostly the problem is I have to start with J's and then scroll down to
You know, I
R.
can't, you can't just hit the button.
Let me try some. Let me try some. What's L? What's L?
1, 2, 3. Okay, you can push it 3 times. Does it get to the L's? No, see, I can't understand
Work
that.
that way.
So, and yeah, having to scroll through all of it, that's,
Hi.
there's gotta be a better way. I mean, I can't believe they built something with today's technology that.
You seemed so intent that I thought maybe
All
it
the
was
way
good.
through.
Hi,
No,
how's it going today?
what's that?
How's it going today?
Oh, good,
I
yourself?
think y'all got the check memo, checks and plans.
Huh? Well, there wasn't a third choice on there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, the one that says that we thought we were really extra.
There we go. So we're in drainage?
Yes.
Okay, you guys will be there today at 1? Okay. I'm gonna go a little bit early, make sure everything's set up.
We had a screen set up then. Or
I don't know what he's gonna do. I have not really heard of a lot of people who are coming, so I haven't had a whole lot of questions.
I feel it.
Have you? Okay, well, good.
But, I mean, it's not.
I was gonna say, the people that I talked to were all pretty much good, so,
It was minute rumbling.
really,
there was a few.
They also realized that it needed to be done. So.
yeah.
I would call them canned questions every time there's a, they always throw the same question out there.
I did get one estimate back for DD 47 to do the reclassification. It is going to be more expensive because of the in-town parcels, because of the sewer system and all that stuff. It's gonna be hard to determine exactly benefits. So it's gonna be more expensive than, say, $2 an
Do we
acre.
have 1 quote or 2 quotes on that?
I'm sorry?
Do we have 1 quote or 2?
I've asked for 2, so, and I've gotten 1 in questions from the other company, so,
Which one did you get us back from?
Jacobson Westergaard.
Okay.
But there are, I don't remember how many parcels they thought were in town, and that's gonna be a lot to try to figure out, so.
Anything else for drainage? Everything, I guess.
Figure I'll just ask him later how he's doing on the rest.
On the rest of the stuff, yeah, that's what I was gonna do too.
I thought we would have had something by now. That's all I have.
Okay,
Okay,
sounds great. Thank you.
thank you. Dave Peterson to discuss courthouse parking issues.
Next week, we're hoping to move out to the new facility. We're gonna be running visitors back and forth at that time. And so all I'm asking for is a reserved spot for, we have a prisoner who can be driving around the block looking for parking areas. We need to be able to pull into the courthouse parking lot and get out of the business. So I'm just asking for a spot where we can do that.
Do it.
Okay, I talked to Kevin, he's got a spot right out front where the handicap parking used to be, and he's got a sign for it, and ready to go.
It's like sheriff parking only or something,
It just says reserved parking.
reserve parking.
And it wouldn't be reserved for the sheriff's department, it would be reserved for the jail staff.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not something I need a place to park or anybody else, that's where the jail needs to be.
So, just to clarify, is this for just next week or going forward?
No, going forward,
Okay.
going forward.
I have no problem.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
Thank you.
Would that be court days or every day you're gonna keep the sign up?
It would be up all the time. Once you start moving that sign up and down, people don't pay as much attention to it. Because it's hit and miss.
Get the prisoner's opinion, maybe they'd like a little extra ride. To see what's going on.
They don't like walking in that 1-foot chain.
Yeah, since we're so short on parking, can't we just make a new, but since you won't be parked there very long, or maybe you will be,
Yeah,
maybe 2 or 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, forget it. All right. Consider for approval fireworks permit for Bradley Binks.
Let me see that.
Anything on our Gaylord's property?
Does he just moved?
I don't know.
I believe that's our new football coach, is it not? North Iowa? Right, I think that's.
Doug Osterman's residence.
Oh, that's Doug Osterman's brother-in-law.
There's on the back, there's a,
Permission to
Yep.
use it. All right, that's it.
All right, yeah.
You want to make that call?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the fireworks permit for Brad Livingston.
I'll say it.
Motion Gentle, second Derby. To allow fireworks permit for Brad Livingston. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. We should ask the sheriff if he had a problem.
Oh, Dave, do you have a problem?
No.
I think our permitting process is working okay with that extra, you have to have permission from the landowner technically.
Well, we know enough to ask him now. All right. Consider for approval semi-monthly county claims.
Anybody have any questions?
For some reason, I didn't get them again.
I sent them yesterday afternoon,
Yeah.
and it should be going to the same, that WCPA one.
Excuse me.
I might have to switch back and just go to the county. I'm having trouble with the CPA account. The good old form, long, I think.
Okay, all right. Open forum. Her husband pulled up. Driving the lawnmowers in the dark last night. My son and I, and one of them ran out of gas about a block from our house. And he pulled up with he's got a light bar on the front of his Jeep. I didn't even see him coming. All of a sudden it was like daylight out again.
signature in there.
Oh, it was Dave Fulker's. Dave Fulker's.
Yeah, I don't know, 57, 60?
Oh,
He's older than me.
Is he?
I'm 61.
Okay.
probably a year or so. Julie, you wanna explain the note?
My note.
Yeah,
That's what we kind of were talking earlier. The claim, where's the claim sheet that's coming in? There should be another claims that goes with this.
They don't get that sheet.
Hmm?
They don't get that sheet, they just get the
Okay.
outlay.
I think that public safety has bills coming in for $330,000, and they only have in their account at this time $32,850, so they've overspent. So we'll have to do some kind of a transfer of money somewhere, or they can't be paid.
When that's coming, or? We've done everything on our end now.
I need to talk to Adam and see where we're at.
that was supposed to not taking near this long, was it?
Yeah, I don't know, Adam, I don't know. I'll talk to Adam again and make sure that everything's on track.
That's why I made the comment here, is that that fund is over.
Well,
And we don't, they only have 32, so.
and this 107 is the current that has to,
That's current.
bills,
The
107.
Let me see what they put here.
We're paying 330.
I'm just trying to figure out what the 107 number
Yeah,
is.
I don't know.
That could be a particular vendor.
So they don't have, I don't know, I think I wrote down the wrong number. Because they only have this amount in there.
Oh, that is the 8,500, that's the health insurance.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
and I hold that check until, I'm gonna mail it out today, so it gets there by the 1st, but we have the funds when our payroll goes through.
oh, so this is an old one. Where's the
Yeah.
one from today, the other one?
He's
There's
got it.
another one too. Yeah, so this is Fund 85, so that's out, but this
Oh,
one
that's the
here,
one we're talking about.
yeah.
I didn't know which one we were looking at.
Yeah, yeah, so we have the issue on both of those.
And the health insurance does that every month, when the last payroll is towards the end of the month.
When it's a 3 pay period month.
No, the last paycheck is the 28th, and the health insurance is due the 1st. I print the check and then I wait until the Tuesday when the funds have been transferred over.
And then it's covered, but at the time I received those, it wasn't in there, so that's why I make that comment.
Okay.
And then this is the other.
Public Safety Center.
The Public Safety Center is the other one.
We got too many.
I didn't know what was that.
I thought that was before. They
I'm
just
back.
don't see it. Okay, so I thought, oh my goodness, I wrote down the note.
Make a motion to approve the semi-monthly county claims.
I'll second that. Motion Senator, second Billy, approve this. Selling monthly county claims, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Consider for approval payroll claims.
Those last night.
Forgot about that meeting, that was show up. Sit in the corner.
That corner was taken.
I sat up front.
What's ICEA? Mobile?
Iowa County Engineers Association mobile is their website. Also the tool that logs our sign inventory. They have several different web applications they've developed. They have, I think, 4 programmers on staff now, which has been really great assistance for us.
So Dave, the 3,700, was that mostly female or was it male too? Or?
At Cassuth, it's mostly female. There are some males over there because we're just over here. Generally on the claim, it says, there should be an attachment, it says who it's for and.
We don't see those.
Okay.
They try to keep it simple for us.
Put on the letter and stuff.
So you're telling me not to run away?
Yes.
It's no ordinary rabbit. Blue rabbit's funny.
No, not even a little bit.
What are you talking about?
Every time I hear run away, it makes me think of a line out of a movie where a whole bunch of brave knights are going, run away, run away. There was a rabbit guarding some cave or something like that. And maybe that's just a bunny because no ordinary rabbit. The next thing you know, that it's Monty Python's Search of the Holy Grail, is it? And then one of the knights is going to go up there, it's just a rabbit, and the next thing you see that rabbit coming with his teeth out, and then you see the knight's head. It was no ordinary rabbit.
Susan Thorson, she has on her $29, down here it's $40.
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to double check that.
Okay.
That's a good catch, Mike. Are we open for?
Can't
Yes.
We're still open.
Yeah, I guess we never really went back to that.
We never addressed it.
Last
crowd.
I just, last night I was up to tell you what's having supper, and Mark Helgeson stopped by and brought up the lawn out at the new building out there, and it looks like crap out there. And he's a groundskeeper out here at the country club, and he said that he would be willing to help us, but he said, in his opinion, and I'm going to say expert opinion, he thinks the whole thing needs to be sprayed with Roundup, kill all those weeds, and start over with a hand seeder this fall, in September, October, whatever, and let a good snow get on it and get it established next spring, first thing in the spring. But I don't know, it's terrible out there. It really is. I don't know if you guys.
He doesn't think 240 is gonna take care of it.
He thinks the whole thing needs to be. He said what grass might have come up in the aerial hydro seeding, whatever they call it. He says whatever grass might have come up has been choked out by weeds by now. And I think he's right. You'd be hard pressed to find a couple of blades of grass out there.
Yeah,
On the front.
I just assumed they hadn't seeded it yet.
Yeah, no, they did.
Well, if it came up that poorly, they seeded it, then
Does it have to be tilled?
He thinks, what he says is the guy needs to go in there with a roller with an aerator kind of roller thing to, to get holes into the ground and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't understand all that stuff either.
Well, if that's all we have to do rather than tilling it, I have concerns for tilling it up again and losing dirt.
Well, every time we get a heavy rain of any kind, we're not getting any kind of root system other than weeds right now, and, anyway, that was his suggestion to me last night.
Well, don't they have the guys that did it, don't they have any guarantee?
I did not contact him, that was not done through me.
That probably should be done first.
yeah,
It was through Kevin.
Kevin's employee, he's the one who got the.
I just wanted to, that's why I asked for a
Deal
scope
with the
form, I just wanted to bring it out there.
That's the guy that put the rocks on somebody else's property. That damaged his hay line.
But Mark said, sod's not the answer. He said, the best thing you can do is seed it heavily and go from there.
Yeah, I'll just sign one of these for my sister.
I'll make a motion to approve the payroll. Well, better just, yeah, Carla. Why is there a difference between 29 and 40?
There's nothing, that's shift differential, and there's no shift differential. It's just a 29.
Why is there a 40 in the bottom there?
I don't know, because somebody didn't clean out the,
It's the way the computer printed it to clean the cell off.
yeah.
They didn't transfer directly down there.
So the 29 is.
Should that be scratched and?
You can, but there's no numbers in the shift differential, so she's not gonna put it in there.
So the 29 is the one number that got to the right place anyway.
Yes.
I need to stamp that.
Did you make a motion?
Yes.
I'll second the motion. To approve.
Oh.
Payroll.
Motion from Stenger, second from Derby to approve the payroll claims. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Anything else before we adjourn?